The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at wrestlingwithjohners.com.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of Elite Talk Show. I am solo by myself tonight, so it shouldn't be too long of a show. But then again, I did almost a 12-hour charity stream by myself. Almost. I did take a few breaks, which definitely needed. Let's get down to it. AEW talk. First off, the AEW, there's been rumors circulating online, buying Ring of Honor, whether it be through talent or their library. I know there's one rumor floating around yesterday, day before. A bunch of talents of Ring of Honor were bought out, or were signed to contracts, rather, by Tony Khan, including Danhausen, many others whose names escape me at the moment. Not really verified by, I guess, a reliable source. There's, one meme type picture floating out there saying, according to a source, Tony signed. No confirmation, no reporting from any other reliable sources. So take that for what you will. As far as the Ring of Honor library, that's kind of been low-key for sale for about a year now. They've been trying to sell it, which kind of gives you bad hope or false hope, or maybe, you've seen it come in that this might be the end of Ring of Honor. We can look at this a couple of ways. It's going to be good whether if AEW or WWE can buy it, because then their library can get put on a streaming service that we have or will have. If AEW rumors are true from Tony Schiavone that we're getting an AEW library in 2022, or excuse me, an AEW streaming service. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised this not up or part of HBO Max, with Time Warner Media or Warner Media. But who knows? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in our group. What Ring of Honor talent would you like to see in AEW? I could definitely see Danhausen being a great fit, especially if he gets to do some stuff on being the Elite. Great comedy guy. I don't know if I see him outside of Dark and Elevation. Maybe a couple Rampage matches, maybe a Dynamite match. We'll see. So let's go over Dynamite a little bit here. This week, great solid show. Great show. TBS Women's Title Tournament continuing. Also, we had the Men's Championship Eliminator Tournament continuing. But first up, we had Sammy Guevara defending his title, the TNT title, against All Ego Ethan Page. Also, if Ethan Page won the title, Sammy had to leave the Inner Circle. We've seen bits and pieces where they weren't doing anything together for a little bit. Now they've come back. They're back together. Band's back together, however you want to call it. Their faces. They kind of work better as heels, in my opinion. It is what it is, though. Great to see it on TV. The match was great. It went for quite a while. It was good. Sammy and Ethan killed it for sure. Everybody banned from ringside to the end of the match. But of course, you had beatdowns coming up after. Surprise, surprise. If you guys want a bold prediction from me, I've got one for you. I'm good for bold predictions at any point. My bold prediction, Sammy Guevara will lose the TNT title on his 8th defense. Number 8. Ethan Page was number 2. So he's got 6 more to go before he loses the title. That's my opinion. No inside sources. I believe the TNT title is usually defended around 6, usually lost on the 6th or 7th title defense on average. So we'll see how Sammy does here. In the Eliminator tournament, we had Dark Order's number 10, Preston Vance, against John Moxley. Moxley seems like he's been on a tear lately, almost doing squash matches. Not quite doing a squash match here. He did have quite the hell of a command for most of the match, though. The one thing I don't like, and it seems to be a trend lately, not just in AEW, but in multiple promotions, is the ripping off of the lucha masks. I don't know how well Preston is trained in lucha. I don't believe he is, but could be. I believe that was just part of, Dark Order gimmick, why he's got the mask. I don't know. Just not a fan of the mask ripping. Probably an older mask he was looking to get rid of anyways. But Moxley is just killing it lately, dominating his matches. And you can see Caleb Bean here, the comment on screen. John Moxley is a beast. Yep, he sure is. Also want to put out there, Renee Paquette posted on Instagram today. She's got a private, kind of close friends and family Instagram account where she shares more intimate pictures of her family, especially her kid. And someone hacked that account and she can't get into it now. She's obviously upset about it. And, to do that kind of thing, why? It's kind of scuzzy. Whoever did it should be ashamed of themselves. Moving on. Also, Wednesday night, we had Serena Deeb and Hikaru Shida in the rematch of their fight a couple weeks ago or last week when Shida was going for win number 50. Deeb turning heel. Kind of fits her. It's a good look for her, being heel. However, Serena Deeb falling to Hikaru Shida, and she is now the first woman to get 50 wins. So congratulations to Hikaru Shida. Speaking of Hikaru Shida, she sat down and did an interview. She talked about she was a little frustrated with her long title reign. She feels that she could have done more. Now that it's over, she's hoping to, make some waves in the tournament, the TBS tournament. For her sake, we hope she does too. Really, I'm not really sure what more she could have done. She carried that women's division through the pandemic era. I don't think as many people would say she did a bad job. You can only do with what you can with what you're booked, and I felt she was a great champion, a great wrestler who improved week in, week out. Next up, we had the 8-man tag team match. The Dark Order, Colt Cabana, John Silver, Evil Uno, and Mark Reynolds. Yes, Mark Reynolds. Blanking on his first name there. They dressed up in random outfits as promised. John Silver came out as Bambi. Colt Cabana coming out as Brandon Cutler. Evil Uno as the cowboy. They kind of had their horse there, which we later find out was Brandon Cutler. And then we had the Elite coming down to the ring as Ghostbusters. We had Nakazawa dressed up as Bebe. And of course, we had the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, who everybody thought was Cutler. Maybe it could have been Don Callis. But in the end, we find out it was, in fact, Hangman Adam Page. Comes in, helps the Dark Order win. And from all intents and purposes, it seems like Dark Order and Hangman Page have made up whatever differences they had, and we're certainly glad. Report did come out originally. The Elite, Super Click, whatever you want to call them, were supposed to come out in Squid Game outfits. I think it would have been pretty cool. Maybe we get to see a picture of them in the Squid Game outfits. Warner Media got wind of it. TNT, one of the two, was not happy. They wanted to change, so they were able to get the Ghostbusters. Mikey Ruckus, who is a phenomenal composer, music man, was able to put together that elite version of Ghostbusters theme song within 2 hours. Amazing, amazing work. For those not familiar with Squid Game, it is a hit Netflix show. Does involve some killings, kind of a thriller, not really a horror, but could give off the wrong impression, I guess, to a younger audience maybe, or parents with younger kids that could be watching. I'm not really sure the reason. I thought it would have been okay, but I'm not really upset that they didn't get to do Squid Game because I understand. Dark Order did win over Elite, which was fantastic, thanks to Hangman Adam Page. We have last match of the night, CM Punk versus Bobby Fish. Great match. However, if you pay attention to the end, it looks like there was some sort of botch. We're not sure if it was how it finished, when it finished, what was going on. Referee made the 3 count as Bobby Fish was getting the shoulder up. Punk had a very disgusted look on his face. Like, oh boy, this happened again. Nothing from reports I've seen have come out about it. So who knows? Time will tell. Maybe we'll find out eventually. Maybe I'll address it in next week's Being the Elite. We'll find out. So that was Dynamite this week. Great overall show. For me, 4 out of 5, 8 out of 10, however you want to grade it. Let's up into Rampage this week. Leading off, we had the the World Championship Eliminator Tournament. That was continuing. We had Brian Danielson. I'm always screwing that up. I'm probably will continue to screw it for the rest of his career. Against Eddie Kingston. Great match, guys. You had hard-hitting Eddie against probably one of the best technical wrestlers in the game today, Bryan Danielson. These two just went straight at it. Danielson's chest just looked like someone threw a can of red paint at it by the end. He went through a lot. They left nothing out there. I mean, they were great. I hope we get this match again at some point. I would love to see a second one of these two. In the end, Eddie didn't tap out. Eddie did not tap out. Maybe that's how they built to a second match. He passed out. Danielson had him in that move, the triangle. We saw the one finger salute. Eddie telling Brian, hey, you're number one. Yeah, as Caleb puts it here. Yeah. Eddie was mad. Eddie was definitely mad. We know this because, Danielson, extended the handshake, sign of respect, and Eddie refused. And then Eddie went ballistic backstage while they're getting ready to do an interview with CM Punk. So maybe we're getting an Eddie heel turn. Or, at the very least, we're getting Eddie or CM Punk, which will be a great match. Maybe we'll get that for Rampage next week. That would be great. The middle match here, we had the trilogy, the final match, number 3 of 3. Dante Martin with Leo Rush in his corner against Matt Sydal. Originally, the match was booked. It was supposed to be a tag match. Dante and Leo against Matt and Mike Sydal. However, Mike Sydal is still nursing an injury. Some sort of leg injury, knee injury, I think, maybe. So he was not able to, so we got the third match in this. And this match did not disappoint either. This was a great match. Dante picking up the win. Fantastic. It was great. Lots of high flying as expected. Our main event consisted of a trick or treat match. The treat being that If Abaddon wins, she gets a title shot against Britt Baker. The trick being that it was all of a sudden a no disqualification match. And of course, you had Jimmy Hayter and Rebel ringside, dressed as zombies. So you knew they were going to get involved. Unfortunately, it doesn't really seem like Abaddon has any friends who would be coming out to save her. And of course, we see the thumbtacks come out, the table that wouldn't break, which is concerning. Whether or not it wasn't, set up properly or just slightly thicker wood, who knows? But all in all, fantastic match. I would say Rampage probably 4.5 out of 5. There's only 3 matches on Rampage, which is fine. But all 3 brought it. All 3 brought it. The women brought it. Dante and Matt brought it. Eddie and Brian, fantastic. That could be a main event match on any show, and we got it as an opening match. Fantastic. Next up, Daniel Garcia was on AEW's podcast. He did a few other podcasts, and one thing that was brought up was, kind of who's been an inspiration to him, who's helped him along in AEW. And you might be surprised to find out who's been helping Mr. Red Death, Daniel Garcia. It's the Blade of Butcher and Blade fame. He's been kind of working with him as a private trainer, or a coach, producer, whatever the term is lately. He's been fantastic. He's helped him out. He's doing good. He's improving week in, week out. Good job, Daniel. Who knows if we see some sort of collaboration work with him in the ring on air? We'll find out. Last thing we got, I usually try to end with some good news, a little bit of fluff piece, whatever. Today, I guess a little bit more of sad news. Could be good depending on how you look at it. But it looks like the Impact and AEW relationship has come to an end. There's no current plans. You don't see the Good Brothers on air with AEW anymore. Christian Cage has lost the Impact World title, lost to Josh Alexander, who then in turn lost it to Moose a few minutes later. By the way, if you haven't seen that killer Moose promo that he cut on Impact the other day, check that out. It was great. Moose is a class act. He's a great guy. Oh, yeah, he played football at Syracuse University. But, they haven't explicitly said, hey, our working relationship is over. It's done. Never again. It's just there's no current plans in the works. Maybe we see them mix up, some of the smaller talents here and there. Who knows? One other angle I think could be interesting. We rewind back to the beginning of the show. We talk about Ring of Honor. Suppose Tony does buy up the contracts, or I guess it's more of just signing because they're all releasing their contracts. What if Tony signs a bunch of the Ring of Honor guys? Do you think Tony and AEW could pull off a Ring of Honor invasion angle? Could he pull it off better than what WWE did with ECW, WCW? Could be very interesting. And, who do you guys want to see as the main leader? Could we see EC3 finally in ECW? Let us know in the comments here. Hit us up on our group chat, or not a group chat, excuse me, our Facebook group. Discuss it. Ring of Honor. Who would you like to see in AEW? Just search Facebook for Buckle Bomb Entertainment Wrestling Discussion. I've been your host. You can catch this on replay tomorrow on YouTube and also on your audio podcast, Amazon, Apple, Spotify, and all these smaller ones. And what we see, Jay Lethal in Ring of Honor. All right. You guys have a great rest of your night.